This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, it's another blow for movie theaters as a federal judge hands more control over to Hollywood studios. AMC plans to reopen next week, trying to get moviegoers to return with a discount opening day price. The New Mutants may be the summer movie savior we all need. And Warner Brothers streamlines DC Entertainment by laying off a ton of people.
What?
Plus, a listener-sponsored review of the 2013 apocalypse comedy, This Is the End, and a whole bunch more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, August 13th, 2020.
Hey, what's up? It's Andy Dick. With all of the podcasts out there, how does Jock and Nerd Show stand out? How does that stand out? It's the only podcast to feature a beef chow mein eating, Grubhub ordering, couch surfing, comic book reading, three loco loving, ball scratching, funny foul mouth puppet named Rug Boy. Does that entice you? 'Cause it entices me.
Check. Check one. All right. This is really fans out there. Let's give it up. We're talking, we nerded. We're funny, disturbing. We're talking, we nerded. We're spoiler alert. Oh yeah. We're talking, we nerded. We're funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. We're talking, we nerded. We're spoiler alert. We're talking, we nerded.
Oh, yeah. What's up, listener? Welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero, TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And he's the filthy American rug boy. What's up, Rugs? How's it going?
Did you say felty American or
I
filthy
said
American?
filthy.
He said filthy.
I said filthy,
For sure.
felty. Say that 5 times fast.
Well,
Gefilte fish.
Yeah, filthy,
you did not acknowledge my race, and I feel like that I'm being undermined here.
Don't race bait me, rug boy. I won't get
The
into it.
felty race needs to be represented at all times.
I'm not getting into it with a felty American.
Look, us puppets, we got to fucking fight for our rights.
That's true. The party.
The party.
Yes.
There you go.
Anthony, how you hanging in there? This was kind of a crazy week in Chicago. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I woke up Monday. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, my life doesn't change, but that sucks.
But shit happens.
What happened?
Shit happens. There was a bunch of looting
Yes.
downtown because some cop shot someone, but from what I read, the guy was shooting at the cops, so I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it started by bad information on social media, and earlier in the week, this is August 2020 in Chicago, downtown Chicago, the Magnificent Mile, the Gold Coast, Michigan Avenue, mass looting. I saw a video of a dude drive a car into like a jewelry store, just like right into the window. Then the next day, we get a derecho windstorm, which apparently is rare. Oh shit!
Oh yeah, we got that here.
And if that wasn't enough, 2020, thank you very much. There was 9 tornadoes in the northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin area. There was a tornado that actually touched down in Rogers Park. Oh shit! Which is a near north side of Chicago. And now I think I have seen everything. I didn't think that was possible.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but I saw a video of it.
Did you land in another land and kill a witch?
I should have. Dorothy, it started real close to where my mom lived, too. And it was in a weird, and it just like cut across, just fucking 2020. Can't get any crazier. Tornadoes in Chicago. Who knew? You survived that, Anthony? You survived derecho?
Yeah, I did. I was a little scared, but it kind of blew over like really nothing happened.
It was really quick.
In my area.
Yeah.
Hey, did you, I thought you were going to bring this up.
Yeah.
Vice president potentially of Indian descent.
She is half
basically your people.
Yeah.
Well, she is the VP nominee.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Well, potential vice president. Yeah, VP nominee.
South Asians represent. Geek boner. Her father's Jamaican, I believe, and her mother is Indian, and her mother did a lot of stuff for like breast cancer research. But yeah, that's dope. The South Asian people should be all over this. They should be making this a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's a big deal. I don't really personally. I don't think she's a great choice for him, but whatever.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Right?
You need someone.
I guess you need someone, and she checks
What's
the boxes.
What's the big argument against her? That she's just like she kind of like is a grifter.
Well, yeah, and she's also like when she was a DA, she has a really bad, like a really tenuous record as a DA, where she was keeping people in jail that were wrongfully convicted, and she's put a lot of people in jail for weed and banned a lot of stuff. Like if you listen to there's a Rogan podcast where he has these two people on from the Innocence Project,
right?
And they just rip her apart. Like she was super like. Just all she cared about was winning and not even upholding the law correctly.
So that's what the argument is here. That's what I'm trying to say is that.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's her beliefs that she thinks that these guys need to be in prison. I just think that that's what she just does. What's going to get her elected or whoever's going to invest in her, make them happy. So maybe she, all that stuff that she's done in the past doesn't really matter because she's just going to do whatever's going to keep her in office.
As if the elections are going to happen anyway. And
shit!
Come on, something's going to happen. But look, we don't.
What do you mean?
What? I just think something's going to happen.
She's pleasing the base.
Nothing is certain. But why are we talking politics? We don't talk politics on the show. I apologize.
Well, you're the one that started making this a Chicago show.
Well,
so I thought you were going to bring up something that actually happened to the country.
No, I want to talk about there was a motherfucking tornado in Chicago.
Oh, shit.
That's big news and rare.
There's like 11 people that listen to the show from Chicago.
Well, now the whole world knows that. No, the other news is also very big. But no more politics. Let's get to geek stuff right now.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Put your tweets away, listeners. We're going to get tweets on that one. You know how it is. Whatever. Look.
Yeah, David Mobley will tweet us some random videos like Screech. Reading some lines about the Jock and Nerd and Rug Boy that don't make any sense.
Andy Dick will eat a popsicle.
I've been missing some dick.
Yes.
I need to get some Andy Dick.
Some more dick. Rugs, our first story is something that relates to something you've been saying for a long time, many weeks now, as we talk about what COVID has done to the movie business. You kept saying, what's stopping Disney from buying their own theaters? Vertical integration, right?
Yeah. That's the first thing I thought of. Yeah.
And I think you may have predicted the future, Rug Boy.
I do that a lot.
Because earlier this week, a judge made a huge ruling that will allow movie studios to own theaters again. According to this article, a federal judge has given the go-ahead to X, a 71-year-old Paramount consent decree. Does anybody know what that is? I did not know what this is.
Consent decree?
You ever heard of the Paramount decrees?
Oh.
I would assume that movie theaters couldn't, or movie studios couldn't own movie theaters, is my guess, because then they could control the distribution and just put all their own movies in the movie theaters, and then you would never see any sort of variety.
Absolutely correct. Turns out in the 30s, movie studios were able to own movie theaters. So in 1938, the Department of Justice lobbed antitrust action against 8 companies: Paramount, 20th Century Fox, Warner Brothers, Lowe's, RKO, Universal, Columbia Pictures, and United Artists. Of these 8 companies, they said Paramount, Lowe's, Warner Brothers, and RKO and Fox effectively had a movie distribution cartel because they were studios that owned major theater chains and could limit, just like he said, could freeze out competitors, limit indie movies. So U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that technological changes over the past 7 decades mean these decrees are no longer necessary.
Oh, shit.
She writes, as internet movie streaming services proliferate, film distributors have become less reliant on theatrical distribution, and that some of the original studios like RKO no longer exist. Also, companies like Netflix, Amazon, Apple, and Disney, notice Disney wasn't in that list, they have since entered the industry and now not only produce movies, but also distribute their own films. And because these streaming giants did not exist in the early 40s, they're not subject to the Paramount decrees. Thus, Torres saying the remaining defendants are subject to legal constraints that do not apply to their competitors. She agreed with the Department of Justice that this will be enough to prevent further anti-competitive practices because the Department of Justice said, why would studios work in cahoots to limit film distributions to only a few select theaters? or platforms. I think that's a little nearsighted, and they're not seeing the big picture. Comment on this so far. This is kind of a big deal. What does this mean, Ruggs? Disney can own a theater. What is this going to mean, and is it going to get annoying?
Well, this is the issue. Is like Disney can do. They don't have enough content to actually run a theater chain, right? So, I mean, new content. Let me just back that up a little bit. So they don't have like fucking 7 movies that are coming out during the week. They only have like maybe one every few weeks, right?
Yeah.
And that's not enough to actually keep a theater going. So they're going to be, it's in their best interest to try and find small companies or whatever to bolster what they have opening, right?
Sure, to fill in the other theaters.
Because how do you think they're going to survive? Just like on their vault?
Yeah, half of them are playing one Disney movie. The other half are playing the same Disney movie. Anthony, do you think this is a bad move for movie theaters in an era when, before COVID, ticket prices were going down already for years?
Is it bad for movie theaters to get bought out by big studios?
Yes.
Or partner with them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and for movie studios to own their own theaters. And
I agree with Ruggs. I don't see there being enough content. And then, like, if I want to go see the next WB movie, do I have to drive 15 minutes? Do I have to drive 20 miles away go to a WB theater? Like, it doesn't seem very efficient for anybody. And then throw on the fact that all these big studios seem to be opening up their own streaming platforms. Like, why? Getting into the movie theater business, you'd have to really provide some sort of experience. And even then, I just don't see.
I think it has to be on a smaller scale. I think it's like you make it part of your chain. Like, you go to the Disney store and there's a Disney theater attached to it. And then if you're basically getting the Disney experience, they have very limited runs of movies. They don't have like 20 screens. They have maybe 2. And they'll run a classic and something that's contemporary or whatever they have during the month. They'll have those 4 movies that they put out every week, and they could probably turn a profit like that. But to own a 10-plex, that they can't do that. They need to basically join it with their current stores.
Or they would buy the whole AMC chain, and now you own multiplexes.
Yeah, but I don't think they could run a multiplex. It's just too many. That's too many slots open. And I think it's going to be hard to generate cash like that.
Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, they're not splitting the profits with the theaters, and they're probably going to keep the popcorn prices really high and make money off the drinks and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not that easy. It's not like a slam dunk for them. They have to do it very, very judiciously.
I mean, if it ends up where you do have to drive to specific theaters based on the studio to watch a movie, that's super annoying. I'm not going to enjoy that. But a lot of analysts are saying there was a practice called block booking that's been outlawed. They're afraid this is going to come back to hurt the theaters. Basically, what Disney has bullied theaters in the past for years. They always bully theaters. They're like, if you want our movie, you got to show it in all the screens. But what block booking is, they were like, you want the next Avengers movie? Fine, we will give it to you, but you have to take these 6 shitty movies that we have also, and you can't preview them first, and we can't guarantee they're any good, but you have to take all these movies and show them to get the Avengers. And of course, theaters did not like that because it's a risky move, but shit like that may come back. But to your point, Anthony, with studios right now in the short term, do they even want to invest in movie theaters right now? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's just super cheap and they think that they can buy it and do something with it later, I just don't see why studios would want to do that. And right now it's too even. There's just so much uncertainty that it's hard to even speculate what's going to happen.
It depends. Yeah, there's speculative buying. So it's like if the price is really right, and they're like broke and they're going bankrupt and they're selling or fire selling everything, it might be in their best interest to pick it up while it's cheap because then it's a good investment. You don't have that much to overhead. So that's all those things matter. So we'll see what happens.
There's a lot of chains that are hurting and have gone under that could get scooped up. I think a smart move maybe for like a Netflix or Amazon to buy theaters to continue their kind of vertical integration where...
I mean, Sundance has its own theaters.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Sundance
IFC
theaters.
does.
Oh,
IFC, sorry.
IFC theaters.
I always get those two confused.
But I think if you're a fan of these indie theaters like the Alamo Drafthouse and these fun, unique experiences, that might be gone. I don't know.
I mean, a lot of like independent, even I work in sports and live events, and a lot of these small theaters that run sports or not sports, concerts.
They're folding.
I mean, they're all. I mean, if the government doesn't help out, you're gonna lose a lot of them. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a strange landscape now that the movie studios can kind of go back and build their own theater empires. Listener, what do you think? We want to know. Join the conversation. Join our awesome Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Or you can email us, show@jockandnerd. Love to hear from you. The group is closed. It's exclusive. We're all in there. The Ginger Geek, Matt Delhauer, creator of What the Fuck Happened, is also in there. And here is a quick message from Delhauer.
Hello, Jock and Nerd listeners. It is your resident Ginger Geek, Matt Delhauer, here to remind you that the 5-year anniversary of What the Fuck Happened is quickly approaching. To celebrate what is obviously the most important event for this podcast ever, we want you, the listeners, to have a say in what movie we cover. Hell, if it wasn't for all of you, there wouldn't have even been an episode 2, let alone 15. So, throughout the month of August, we are taking your suggestions over on Twitter. Tweet the movie you want us to cover to @JockandNerdCast. And be sure to use the hashtag JANWTF5. Yes, it's longer than it should be. While you're at it, let us know what your favorite episode of What the Fuck Happened has been so far. Share your favorite memories from the series, your favorite jokes, or send us fan art, whatever you want. Feed our egos. All right. Now, back to whatever the fuck Imran's doing.
We've got a bunch of entries for our What the Fuck Happened 15th episode, the 5-year anniversary, guys. Very exciting. You excited? Get excited.
5 years of what the fuck?
I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
Get pumped, you bastards.
I fucking loved it.
That's better, Anthony. Jimmy Graven suggests, he says, for a show of kaiju lovers, it only seems right to roast Godzilla 1998.
Oh, shit.
That's an easy one.
That wouldn't be a bad one either.
That's for What the Fuck Happened 15. That's not bad. Ulysses at Classy Ulysses on Twitter says, what the fuck happened to Rise of Skywalker?
Ooh, quick turnaround.
That's it. Well, remember, we did Fan-Fantastic like right away the year it came out. It was so fucking bad.
Right.
That added to that is Blake Braden's suggestion from last week, X-Men: The Last Stand. Delhauer told me someone suggested X-Men Apocalypse. And then Bonner Demling suggested Superman 4.
Oh, shit.
Which arguably is the worst movie ever made. Easily. It's easily the worst movie.
I love laughing at that movie.
It's so bad.
Hilarious. It's hilarious.
Is that the one with Richard Pryor?
No, that's 3. That's a great movie. The Richard Pryor one is great.
Ducky's in this one.
I've only seen Superman 1 and 2.
This is the guy who has the solar powers and they fight on the moon.
Solar Man.
Yeah.
I will hurt people.
Well, part of what happened is the Canon Group made it, and they were like, remember the Golan and Globus, the guys who make really cheap, shitty movies?
Yeah.
They took over and made this piece of shit.
It's like a B-movie version of Superman.
I mean, Anthony, this easily is probably the worst movie that's ever been made on the planet.
I fucking loved it as a child.
Yeah. I loved Superman 3 as a child. Richard Pryor was fucking hilarious.
I was like, this is so bad.
He pulls the same scheme that they do in Office Space in the movie, just, 30 years earlier. Just stealing pennies. Also, I want to announce to everyone I've been working with Delhauer. He's going to come on. We're going to do a special lead up to the What the Fuck Happened 15. We're going to do like a retrospective, looking back at the series, handing out awards that maybe we're calling Ruggies. I don't know yet.
Oh, the Ruggies.
Yeah, the Ruggies.
The Ruggies.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun looking back at the series because, honestly, you guys, Delhauer's created.
What does the award look like?
It's a big golden turd with googly eyes on it.
Oh, shit.
That is brilliant.
Yes. And
you just think that just now.
I did. And fuzzy hair. I can picture it, though, in my head now.
I
might have to get this made, just a little graphic.
Just take a shit and put some googly eyes on.
Delhauer has created such a great series, the What the Fuck Happened. It's like people listen to it right away. It gets great numbers, great response. Can't thank them enough. So it'll be fun looking back at 5 years of doing this bullshit. Back to the news. AMC Theaters has announced yet another plan to reopen.
Oh, my God.
Will this one stick? I don't know. let's find out. This time, what are they saying? They are planning to open August 20th. 100 theater locations out of their 600. That's 7 days from now, people. We're recording August 13th. That is a week from today. So their plan is that
it's not happening.
The plan is that they're going to open more than 100 theaters and continue to reopen locations such that about 2/3 of our theaters across the country should be open no later than September 3rd, which is when Tenet is expected to hit theaters in America. They have said they're going to do all the cleaning and the spraying and the UV sanitizing, and they're going to get these filters, and masks are required. The first 100 locations will be in markets in Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas,
wow.
Miami, Las Vegas, St. Louis, and some others. Chicago in the mix. They're giving a credit to the AMC Stubs List people to use.
Do you think that they're going to draw like a crowd or what?
Is this happening? I don't know. So they're going to open by showing old movies like Back to the Future and the old Star Wars and soft. Also,
they can't draw a crowd.
No.
The capacity would be like 25%.
Yeah, I don't know what capacity they're opening at. They didn't mention that. It is limited capacity, yes.
I'm saying, do you think that people are going to show up for this?
I don't know. I mean, if you put a new movie out, I think people will show up.
So overseas theaters have been opening, and apparently the sales for Tenet, you can buy tickets in the UK, and the ticket sales are pretty good. They said it's a pretty big surge. Here's two more things, though. Part of this story, in an earnings call, the head of AMC said that the cost of cleaning and these new safety protocols will indeed be passed on to the consumers.
What?
So the prices may go up for tickets. However, on August 20th, when AMC opens, for 1 day, tickets will be 15 cents.
Oh, shit.
Which is the price that tickets were in 1920, 100 years ago, when they first opened up. So for 15 cents, you can go see Black Panther or The Empire Strikes Back. Will this actually happen? It's in a week from today. I don't know. I feel like this time maybe it does stick. They're running out of time, but Tenet is coming out, and there's another movie that still has a date. We're going to get into that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why they want to do it. I'm reading this article. They've lost $500 million this last quarter.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, they have.
That's a lot of cash.
A lot of moolah.
But apparently their top guy thinks that they're on the other side of this.
I mean, is Ghostbusters or Inception or Back to the Future going to get you back in for $5 or 15 cents on opening day?
I'm not going to a movie theater unless the only way I would consider it is with a new movie.
Like what old movie would get you into the theater to see?
None.
Nothing, right?
Anthony,
Nothing.
you can watch Back to the Future on the big screen like it was intended.
I don't. No, an old movie is not getting me back to the movie theater. An old movie, I would watch an old movie. What I've seen a lot of places do is like these bars and a lot of drive-ins are showing old movies and like stuff at the park. Like that's cool.
Yeah, outside is
like
good.
outside.
Yes.
But I'm not going indoors to watch a new old movie.
Indoors is sketchy. Well, so
what if it was Showgirls?
Oh shit!
Oh,
if it was Deep Throat, I would consider.
Oh, they
it
should
then.
put Deep Throat back out.
Imran, did you see Showgirls in the theater?
Did I? No. That would have probably been really uncomfortable.
No, I did.
Yeah, how was that?
It was.
It was uncomfortable. Yeah, I can imagine.
Is it a porno?
Almost.
No, it's just Jesse Spano from Saved by the Bell, like naked all the time.
Peacock put out a reboot of the Saved by the Bell on Peacock trailer. There was a trailer.
What's her real name?
Elizabeth Berkley.
Oh.
Super hot in that movie. A lot of boobies, a lot of I think it was at one point NC-17, and they had to
it was
cut
like
it down.
it was like almost X-rated.
Yeah, it was almost X-rated.
It was the worst movie ever made, but it was made by the same guy who did RoboCop.
Verhoeven. Yeah.
Oh, it was Verhoeven. That's weird.
Starship Troopers.
Well, Paulie Verhoeven did Showgirls. I forgot about that. That's so strange.
What?
That is strange.
Yeah, that's one of those movies that's terrible, but it's like you have to see it at least once.
Yes, absolutely. Just to laugh at it, because it's an amazing.
I mean,
it's an amazing
in,
piece
in
of
this
art.
age, the day and age of you can watch porn on your phone. Like it's nothing shocking, but at the time, It was like a girl that you used to watch on Saturday morning TV.
It was Jessie Spano.
Sliding up and down a pole.
With pasties on and shit.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Like, whoa, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Anthony, check it out.
Sidetrack.
Yeah.
All right.
Regarding the 15 cents a ticket, I got a couple of good lines I got to share from the nation. Roberto Rivera comments, they should have offered 19-cent tickets, SMH. Shaking my head. That's a good line. And then David Ziga goes, these fools out here charging for COVID. I can get that shit free at church/school/political rally. Absolutely. I don't need to pay 15 cents to get the Rona. What are you doing, AMC? Those high school kids are not going to be spraying down every fucking seat that needs to be sprayed down.
Oh, yeah. You just wait. In a couple of, I'm not saying about a month, this place is going to be fucking like the apocalypse. It's going to be the end.
If this indeed does happen. Look, if you are going out there, listener, you're going to need a mask. We have lovely masks you can get. Visit our shop, jockandnerd.com/shop. It's our TeePublic merch shop. And you can buy any of our designs on a mask. And you'll be protecting yourself. You'll be protecting other moviegoers. And you'll be promoting the show. It's a win, win, win.
Jock and Nerd.
Lots of win. Do it now. And buy a t-shirt while you're there. Lots of fun. So, speaking of what movies will get you out there, as much as Christopher Nolan wanted Tenet to be the big movie that breaks open the summer movie theater, getting everybody back, it may turn out to be the fucking New Mutants.
Oh, shit.
That is still thinks it's coming out on August 28th. It still has not changed the date, even though most of the theaters are closed. They sent out an email to exhibitors confirming that, yeah, we are still releasing this on the 28th. It's on track. Is this happening? What do you guys think?
I think they should just release it so they can immediately put it on digital.
Yeah.
I think it's a loophole that they have to put it out.
I think that probably is exactly what's going to happen, which is why they kind of need AMC to open on the 20th. They put this out for a day, a week, and then boom, it's on streaming just to get through the contract. But I think it'll be hilarious if it'll be interesting. If this happens, it'll be interesting to watch the box office for New Mutants versus the money for Mulan on Disney Plus. See which one works better in this environment. What an amazing experiment we can watch.
Oh, Mulan is going to win.
Mulan's probably going to kill, even at the $30, yeah?
Yeah. Mulan will beat it. Yeah, Mulan, no one's anticipating this New Mutants movie, and then it's going to come out in limited release because more than 80% of the theaters are probably closed.
It's easier to get to Mulan. That's a good point. Yeah, the box office is not going to be good. I think Mulan may I think you're right, Ruggs. I think it will make its money back and then some.
I feel like it's going to make its money back. It's going to make good money, at least.
I feel
at
like
least good money.
We should buy it. We need this to be successful so that they turn around and release Black Widow and everything else right away.
Well, we got to review it for content for the show, obviously.
Why not? I saw that they put out a new trailer. Still looks epic. Still looks fun. So, will New Mutants be the summer savior of theaters? Is any of this going to happen? In a week, we will find out.
Nobody knows.
If they fucking blink again, it's getting crazy. Meantime, you guys, over at Warner Brothers and DC Entertainment, they had a very not good week.
It was a bloodbath.
Yes, as massive layoffs at DC Universe, DC Comics, HBO, Warner Brothers TV. They were calling it a bloodbath. Yes, Ruggs, what else? Do you know? Do you have any more details before I tell you the details?
Well, basically, you can tell me the details, and I'll just say yes, like I actually read the.
So, look, huge layoffs on the comic side of things. They laid off a third of DC's editorial staff, including editor-in-chief Bob Harris.
Yeah, he's been there a long time.
He's been there for 10 years. Wasn't he also the editor at Marvel, during the bankruptcy years, the late 90s to 2000?
He did work at Marvel at some point. Yeah, I don't know what years, though.
So they laid off the vice president of publishing strategy, marketing, and creative services, VP of global publishing, senior story editor, the guys who rolled out DC's Black Label graphic novels. They all got laid off.
DC Universe people, too. The app people are
gone, too. The DC app got cut. DC Entertainment got cut. So that app is clearly on its way out. They've got rid of everybody who works on it. I went to
sign on to DC Universe today, and it asked me for to download it and sign up.
Oh shit! So this could be the beginning of the end. The only exclusive show left on DC Universe is Tiddens, and it's not that great. Everything else is on CW or HBO Max. The guy who was championing Zack Snyder's Justice League, HBO Max, Bob Greenblatt, he got let go. So along with Kevin Riley, who heads TNT, TBS, and True TV content, so they're saying they're streamlining their whole company for the future, and CCO Jim Lee is now going to oversee the entire brand and the future growth. And nowhere in any of this is Jeff Johns' name as to what he's doing, which I thought was interesting. There's no mention of him.
It's weird because I don't really think of Jim Lee as a DC historian.
Right.
I think that he knows a lot about comics, obviously, but like he's been in a pro. He knows more than I do, which is anybody does. But like
Jim Lee knows a lot.
But I don't feel like that he's like the historian that
they need. Like,
yeah, I think that he's more of a guy who understands what people like.
Yeah.
And what people want. But I don't know if he's the guy, like the DC guy, but whatever they think he is. And I'm not going to argue with it. I think I love Jim Lee. So,
I mean, I think it's crazy. They pulled a Thanos on the fucking staff with these layoffs. This could either go one of two ways. This is, and DC Collectibles got hit, which is their merchandising end of things.
So they're restructuring. They obviously took a hit. They got to do something to kind of, stop the bleeding. So they went and they started cutting the easiest thing to bring back, which would be the comics, right?
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to begin a comic book company. You just need some guys and some paper.
A pencil?
That's it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is with most companies, and I've seen it firsthand, is the most expensive thing to run in your company is the workforce. Yeah. So when things are bad, they've obviously cut back a lot in the hopes that they can weather the storm and then eventually bring maybe some of these people back. But I mean, as far as where you're going with this, is this the end?
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I don't feel like, DC Comics, I feel like should have some sort of leg up on terms of other businesses because it's not like they're like a community, like there is communal gatherings, but it's not like that's their whole business. Like you can ship direct, you can go digital. There's not like concerts and like restaurants, and those are the first things you think of as things that might go away. But something like DC, I feel like they can get creative, and they already have like a digital presence. So I don't know.
Well, the whole thing about, we were talking about this like months ago, is that these brick and mortar comic book stores are going out of business. The people who are walking into stores buying stuff, they're dwindling.
Yeah.
It's just the old guys doing it.
Yeah.
And the new kids are not, they're all into digital. They don't want to own anything. They don't want, other than maybe some toys, and when they have like disposable income, they'll be able to get collectibles and shit. But for the most part, they're just reading the shit online or YouTubing a video or Googling it.
Or pirating the book and not paying for it, which is not helping
all
also.
That stuff.
Yeah.
So it's maybe not be lucrative for them. And they know that the IP is worth something. Like Superman is always going to be worth something. Batman's always going to be worth something.
Yes.
So it's not like it's the end of DC as a presence. It's just like, I think that as a investing into this comic stuff and like merchandise and all that, the collectors and all that stuff, they're like, we put out a movie, we'll make more money.
Absolutely.
We'll put out a TV show, we'll get subscriptions. And then they're like, well, why are we wasting time? And Marvel's going to do the same thing in a year.
Oh, that's
They're going to realize that that they're employing all these people that are, when your top book is selling maybe 90,000 copies when it used to be 1 million.
Yeah, a couple 100,000. Yeah.
Spider-Man's selling like 30,000 if it's lucky.
DC also said they're going to reduce titles and collections. I haven't read a DC comic, a new one, in a long time. And like every time I look over this stuff, it's all Batman metal and there's 17 Jokers and I don't know what the fuck's going on over there.
They don't know what they're doing.
So it either goes one of two ways. This is the end of DC Comics, or Jim Lee, like a phoenix rising, can focus and come out and make some great content. Because if you look at DC Entertainment as a whole, like you said, Ruggs, their IP, the TV shows they have, the movies that they are working on that are coming, they're in a pretty good position to...
Well, look at what happened with Valiant. Valiant went completely down. Yeah. It disappeared, and then it had a resurgence. And now Heather Antos is running it. So We'll see what happens.
I mean, I guess that sometimes in a time like this in business, you got to hack and slash and then hope the shit grows back like a plant, like a lovely weed.
I mean, they just had Bloodshot come out. So, like,
yes.
I mean, so DC's got way more cachet. It's got the WB behind it. You know, they own it lock, stock, and barrel. They're going to invest in that IP. They're not going to just let it fall to the wayside. They're just probably just, they're streamlining, cleaning house, and then they're going to rebuild like a fucking sports team.
It just sucks for all those people who during a pandemic suddenly don't have a job. Like all these creatives and people who have done stuff. I feel bad for them, but
start your own books. Probably better than working for DC.
Yeah, everyone start independent.
It'll make more sense to the reader anyway.
So all of this massive bloodbath on the heels of DC's big virtual convention, DC Fandom, which will be Saturday, August 22nd. It is a 24-hour virtual convention. They announced over 300 guests, including people like The Rock, Robert Pattinson, Ezra Miller. You're probably going to see Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer. We're probably going to see shit from Batman, Suicide Squad, movies that are in the works, Wonder Woman. But they're saying, hopefully they learned something from San Diego Comic-Con. And this is a little more fun. It's 100+ hours of programming in 9 languages. I like that it's one day. I think that helps. It makes it a little more urgent, a little more, it's instead of spreading it over three days.
What helps is if you have actually things that people give a fuck about.
They do. They have the Batman. Yeah, they have all their movies they're working on. They have the Batman. They got,
I mean, it'd help if it was on the channel somewhere.
I think you have to go to their website. It's going to be all
not on the DC app.
No, it's going to be
not on HBO Max.
On their website at DCFandom.com.
I mean, come on.
Other guests are Damon Lindelof, Giancarlo Esposito, Val Kilmer is going to be there.
Val Kilmer?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing there. Dressed as Batman. Will he be dressed as Batman?
No, Val Kilmer is like hanging on by a thread.
I heard he got better, though. I heard he was a little bit better.
He has the cancer.
Yeah, he's very sickly. Does this give you any more geek boner? Than San Diego Comic-Con, or still
floppy John?
Like the whole idea.
Well, I mean, I'm down to watch stuff. It's just like it seemed like that other Comic-Con was terrible.
It was not good.
So I mean, if they put it in a way that's appetizing and I can easily watch it, and it seems like I want to stick around for the next thing, then yeah, I'll totally be down for it. But I doubt it's going to happen.
Anthony, aren't you dying to know what Zack Snyder's Justice League is actually going to be called?
Oh shit!
Aren't you?
No, I'm not.
No.
But I'll give him credit. I mean, the Justice League trailer is a nice little thing that they can show.
Yeah,
might attract some eyes.
What if they show a Batman trailer?
They can definitely get a lot more buzz out of this than San Diego Comic-Con.
People are going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking.
I think this may be a better model for these conventions is everyone just hold your own instead of doing it the old way. Case in point, another announcement. This is not a surprise. This is expected. New York Comic-Con that generally happens in October at Jacob Javits Center in Manhattan officially canceled. And they are also promising an online virtual event, October 8th to October 11th. The press release stating that Starz will bring the epic American Gods. CBS All Access will be there with Star Trek, DreamWorks Animation, Hulu, FX. We'll see if these people learn anything from the previous virtual conventions. And this is over 3 days. Again, I think just doing it yourself, like here's a Marvel virtual one-day thing. Here's a DC virtual. Here's Warner Brothers. I think that works better than this. I do feel bad for all the artists that listen, like all our John Bellotti Jr.'s and Dope Hopes and Larry Quatches and Lenny's who, need the Artist Alley and rely on that to meet their fans and make money. All that shit's
it's
gone.
terrible for those guys.
Yeah.
I feel really bad that they can't go do their shows and they're missing out on that one-to-one experience with people. I mean, all these artists, Artist Alley in New York Comic-Con especially is fucking huge. It's like 100 people or 200 people.
I wish they had a solution for that because that's the one thing I was missing from San Diego Comic-Con. I don't even know if they cared enough to promote Artist Alley, but if you can get those people involved, and you can also support like Bellotti and Dope Hope, buy their shit, go to their website.
Yeah, they have shops.
Yeah. just Google it. I'll put a link in the show notes. Buy some awesome Godzilla and creature artwork from everyone.
Yeah.
Are you sad, Anthony? New York Comic Con's canceled. You can't go.
I'm very sad. I mean, I don't go, but I'm disappointed for the people that actually rely on it.
That's one I've never been to that I always wanted to go to, but I heard it got really crowded the last few years.
Have you ever thought about selling your art at a Comic-Con, Imran?
I have. Every time I go see these guys sell these sketch cards and these posters, and I'm like, I can fucking do that. What am I doing? Why don't I do this?
Oh, why don't you do it?
Well, because now all the conventions are canceled. But I have every time it inspires me. That's why I love going to Artist Alley and checking out these guys, because
I think you should talk to Bilotti, get some tips.
It always inspires me. I mean, Bilotti's doing straight up Illustrator artwork like a madman. It's just insane.
It's a business.
It is a business, and it's a big hustle too. Like, you have to be an artist and a promoter and a businessman and know how to do the fucking accounting and taxes.
Think about it, Imran. You can beat your fans.
I can beat my fans.
They can find you at the conventions. They can come see you. Like Seth Morgan can find you.
I'll come to your house, fans. You can rent me out for $30 an hour.
Yeah.
Speaking of renting out, last story in the news, I thought this was really fun. The very last Blockbuster video store on the planet in Bend, Oregon is being converted into an Airbnb.
Oh, shit.
For 3 nights only. 3 people will be given the opportunity to stay the night, and it's only $4. It's because the owner of this Blockbuster wants to thank her local community for supporting the world's last Blockbuster video. But you have to be a resident of Deschutes County to book yourself. So, listener, if you're in Bend, Oregon, get this. How much fun is this? You have a whole Blockbuster video. You got free pizza and snacks, video games, all the movies you can watch. They set up like a bed in the middle. Like, this is such a great... Well, I would do this in a second if it was nearby. What do you guys think? Is this fun?
You want to sleep in a Blockbuster?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they got VHS.
They got VHS players, and you can play old school video games, and then just all the popcorn and snacks you want. I think this is a great way to keep the Blockbusters going. There's only one left, though.
Keep the Blockbusters. This is the last one.
They should have thought about that maybe a few years ago.
There's a lot of people that fucking hate Blockbuster, because back before there was Blockbuster and Palmer Video and all those fucking video stores, people had like their own little mom and pop stores that they curated and they fucking chose the movies, and they like were experts and shit. And then all of a sudden you have a Blockbuster, you got some snot-nosed kid who doesn't know shit. And then you ask him what movie to rent, he doesn't have anything to tell you.
Check that aisle.
He just scratches his balls. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, well, the other thing was that movies would make movies. Like, Blockbuster would not carry some movies. Also, they didn't have a porn section. And I was like, this is shady. Any video store doesn't have a porn section.
You need to go behind that, the wall of beads.
Yeah.
But they were
Blockbuster would sell the. I always wondered about that as a kid, but they would sell the movies that were like Skinamax.
Oh yeah,
so you would see like the movies on there that were on Skinamax, and you go, "Oh, is this porn?" But then it's not. It's the softcore stuff. I mean, for me, Blockbuster was a great time. I loved Blockbuster. I loved walking in there and randomly walking around and seeing what movies or video games to rent. But yeah, I think we're the last of that. There's no one gives a fuck about Blockbuster.
People would hang out in there, but they did force out the little mom and pop shops. They were the big box like video rental at the time, and now where are they now? So
they're renting out their last place
Airbnb,
for Airbnb.
$4. You can come sleep before we demolish the place. Blockbuster. All right. Well, Anthony,
my balls was hot.
Are your balls hot, or how you feeling?
I got the air conditioner blowing like at my legs, so it's
that's good.
Riding up to my nutsack that's been freshly shaved because of the lawnmower 3.0.
Yes, thanks to our awesome sponsor, Manscaped, that makes the best grooming devices you're ever going to find, listener. What's great about the lawnmower, Anthony?
It's got a light.
It's got an LED light. I love it.
Yeah, a light. That's huge, because I usually cut my shit in the dark, because I don't like to know how long it is.
Oh, you don't want to see it.
When it's that long, it's kind of scary, because when you cut it and your dick comes out, it's a surprise.
And you're like, whoa, I didn't know it was that big.
But if you have just a little LED light, you get little hints of what you're cutting, and you can see what you're doing, and you won't nick. So that's important.
It is true. When you trim all nice down, your shit looks bigger. It's an amazing optical illusion.
Yeah, it's like a monster.
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's coming out of the forest.
It's like a cyclops.
Listener, you right now can get 20% off free shipping at manscaped.com.
Is yours clear because you have white hair now?
Using our code Jock and Nerd. It's not clear. It's white. There's no pigment.
Oh,
so it's like a white. It's like a white hair. Listen. I'm like Pepe Le Pew. I'm like a skunk forever.
Your hair is like those Asian noodles before they're cooked.
Yeah, it would be like trimming a panda's balls.
Oh shit!
That's what the experience is like. You see pandas? They look a lot like me. Imagine
your hair is like rice noodles.
Yes, the crispy rice noodles you put on some lo mein. It's just treat yourself, listener. Look, you may be going back out to the theater or to the going to the gym or wherever you're going. You need a Jock and Nerd mask and you need your balls shaved. So get the Lawnmower 3.0 only at manscaped.com. Use promo code Jock and Nerd for 20% off and free shipping.
Jock and Nerd.
We're going to take a break right here for some promos and come back with another Patreon-sponsored movie review right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
My name's Donnie, and I host the Adulting with Donnie podcast. I started this show as a way to offload some of my thoughts every week, and I quickly found out that I wasn't really alone in those thoughts, and I was connecting with other people who kind of felt the same way as me. So join me each week as I pour some whiskey and offload some thoughts about news, entertainment, politics, just whatever might come to my head during the week. So that's the Adulting with Donnie podcast, and you can find it anywhere that awful podcasts are served, and also great podcasts.
Hey guys, this is Venice, and I've got a message from a friend of mine about my favorite podcast.
It's your boy, Flavor Flav and Full Effect. Check this out, everybody. I want y'all to go check out TJ.
What's good, everybody? TJ Johnson here for Voice from the Underground. I am the most handsome.
Big Hass.
And I'm smoking my cigar, of course.
You know what I'm saying? And Josh.
You pick me up in an Uber and a PT Cruiser, I'm calling Lyft.
Cause they be fighting the power, talking about social issues, politics, you know what I'm saying?
And we're not even that good.
Right, we're terrible. Terrible. Tangents all over the place.
And not only that, but they be keeping it fun with the sports, music, comics, and movies too.
Am I allowed to talk?
I think, no, not right now.
Shut up, colonizer!
You know what I'm saying? He on Twitter at VFU Podcast. So you can find them. So check 1, 2. This is Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy.
Okay, what Flav was trying to say is check out Voice from the Underground on your favorite podcast network.
Voice from the Underground.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show and that trippy music of Anthony wagging his finger at you, come here. Isn't that what you sound like, Anthony?
Yeah, with an aura.
Yes, with a glowing aura, like something out of a fucking weird, trippy Godzilla movie. Godzilla versus Hedorah.
We're out of this movie we're about to review.
Anyways, what was I saying? If you enjoyed the show, join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
Link in the show notes. It's a way to support the show. It's a way to ensure that we keep podcasting. Your support helps offset the cost because this does cost money to do a podcast. So what is it worth to you, listener? Imagine this was the last show you're ever going to get. It's done. How much is it worth to you monthly for us to keep going? You got to ask yourself these hard questions.
Well, not only is it for us to keep going, but you get something out of it too. You get more show. You get these Corona binge reports I've been doing, after show stuff.
Everybody gets bonus content in an exclusive RSS feed just for you where the shows come out early. There's also tiers where you get stickers and t-shirts and other fun things. So join it today and you can enjoy our little movie reviews. This week's Corona binge reports from Rug Boy.
Not funny.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
They weren't funny.
They weren't funny, but they were very good.
Wowie zowie.
What did you file this week, Ruggs?
Gone with the Wind?
Ooh.
Oh, gosh.
Or Gandhi with the Windy?
Gandhi with the Windy.
Or,
that's a deep cut. Nobody knows what that's.
No one knows what we're talking about.
Has any idea.
That's one of the first Rug Boy songs.
What that joke means. Okay,
and
anyways.
Spartacus, the old Stanley Kubrick film.
Are these both on HBO Max?
They're both on No, I think Spartacus was on Peacock.
Oh, Spartacus is on the cock, which kind of
watch the cock.
It kind of makes sense.
Was it on the cock? I don't even know. It might not be. I don't think it was any commercials during it.
So Gone with the Wind back on the service with a disclaimer added after it was briefly removed.
Yeah.
Ruggs, did that affect your viewing experience?
Well, I mean, it's a very racist type film because it's about a Southern belle who lives in the South that like loves that lifestyle
on a plantation.
She loves that she's like basically a princess and she has subjects, which. And she doesn't see she sees the slaves as her subjects.
Right.
Like
servants
like
or whatever.
Like your servants. Yeah. So like it's unapologetic about it, I guess. And there's no character in the movie that kind of like says, hey, this is wrong or whatever. There's none of that coming through really. So I feel like it is glorifying that thing, but she's also a terrible character and you don't like her.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it was entertaining, and I think everybody should see it if they're into like old movies.
It's a long movie too, isn't it?
It's fucking 4 hours long.
Oh shit! So they added a disclaimer on HBO Max to disclaimer to Mel Brooks's Blazing Saddles, which is a classic, hilarious comedy, but deals a lot with race also in very clever and smart ways. So expect more disclaimers, I guess, in the future.
But as I said, it's still entertaining.
Yeah.
And is it bad that it's entertaining? Is it bad that I didn't want to shut it off and be like, I can't watch this?
It's art.
I don't know.
I can't wait till we get to the point where like American Pie has a disclaimer or it's like, we don't condone pie fucking. Pies are to be respected.
I mean, they make all these documentaries and all these shows about serial killers, and people watch them.
Oh, people love the true crime shit. They're
like
that.
The highest rated. Like every channel has their own version of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's like a weird thing.
So those are great. Check those out on the feed that you get when you join up at jockandnerd.com/Patreon. And if you give us $10 or more a month, you get to force us to watch and review any movie you want.
Oh shit!
It can be a horrible movie. It could be a movie you love. It could be a movie none of us has seen. And we're going to do one of these reviews right now. This week's movie review is for the comedy This Is the End from 2013. This is the end. Like the Doors song, My Only Friend. Sorry, I always think of the Doors song when I say this is the end. This movie, sponsored by, dedicated to listener and patron Pat Downey.
Talking nerd.
This is his round one pick. He has been a patron for just a month and a half. Brand new patron. Thank you, Pat Downey. But another benefit for signing up at $10 a month, your round one movie pick will be done right away. And then we got round two picks we're going to do. Here is your spoilers for This Is the End.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This movie on Rotten Tomatoes, sitting at an 83% on the tomato meter, 7.14 out of 10 average rating. The budget of this movie was $42 million. I see 32 to 42, but it ends up making $126 million worldwide. Not bad for 42 for an R-rated comedy. This movie, written, directed, and produced by Seth Rogen and his buddy Evan Goldberg in their directorial debuts for both of them. They've done a lot of stuff together. They're currently producing The Boys. That's going to come out season 2 in September.
The Boys.
This is a feature film adaptation of a short film they did in 2007 called Jay and Seth versus the Apocalypse. They just fleshed it out. This movie stars everyone. This movie stars Seth Rogen and all of his buddies, kind of a Judd Apatow Justice League of comedic actors. I'm just going to read this list. James Franco, Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, Jay Baruchel, Danny McBride, Craig Robinson, Michael Cera, Emma Watson, Mindy Kaling, David Krumholtz, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Rihanna, Martin Starr, cameos by Paul Rudd, and Channing Tatum cameo is fucking amazing.
That's it? That's all you're gonna. There's more names there.
Isn't that enough? Is there more? Let's see who's after.
Kevin Hart.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
Aziz Ansari, the Backstreet Boys.
Yes, Backstreet Boys.
Jason Segel.
Jason Segel. There's so many. I forgot all these people. Yes, all those people are also all playing exaggerated versions of themselves. Funnily enough, Simon Pegg released his movie World's End. Also, same year, 2013. Also dealing with the World's End, which I thought was weird.
Different film.
That was part of a trilogy, his Cornetto trilogy.
Right.
But also dealing with the end of the world. Anthony, had you ever seen This Is the End before or known about it?
I've seen This Is the End before.
Oh, you have?
But I rewatched for our boy here, Patrick Downey, the 17th.
God bless you for watching this movie. Will you tell the listener what happens in This Is the End?
Sure. As you mentioned, it stars all these people playing exaggerated versions of themselves. Jay Baruchel is visiting Jonah Hill in L.A. Not Jonah Hill. Seth Rogen. Different white fat guy.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them in this movie. Understandable.
Visiting Seth Rogen, and they're apparently boys, and their friendship is being hinted at as being kind of deteriorating. And Seth Rogen takes Jay to a party at James Franco's house.
Yep.
Where all these celebrities are, and Jay doesn't really want to be there. And in the midst of this party, a gigantic catastrophe happens, and there's just a few celebrities stuck in a house together, and they have to deal with the ramifications of this catastrophe that happened.
The apocalypse. I can't say it. I can't even say that word. The alpaca's lips. I mean, it's the biblical rapture. It just breaks out in the just out of nowhere. It's kind of crazy. What did you think of This Is the End? Watching it again, Anthony.
So the first time I saw it, I really enjoyed it, but that was probably back like 2013, 14, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I hadn't revisited since. I haven't even thought about the movie. So I threw it on, and I was thinking, I bet this is going to be very of its time, and maybe I won't enjoy it as much the second time. I don't know if I enjoyed it as much the second time, but I still found it pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
I've always kind of enjoyed a lot of these guys in their own movies, and I've enjoyed, Superbad and Knocked Up and all the movies, all the Judd Apatow and there was a bunch of movies starring all these people. So I've always enjoyed the comedy with all these guys. So just putting them in a movie together, making them play exaggerated versions of themselves, throwing in the apocalypse. It's just a ridiculous movie, but overall, I thought it was still pretty funny. And my only wish is that Michael Cera didn't die right away because he was so fucking funny in the way they play him off. But everyone's character is just exactly how you would kind of imagine them being in real life. Yeah. So it all worked well for me even on a second viewing.
Michael Cera is a coked up asshole. Having a threesome in the bathroom is amazing. Ruggs, what did you think of This Is the End? How many times have you seen this?
I think I've seen it like at least twice. And I did enjoy it. There was parts of it that dragged for me here and there, but like overall, there are a lot of jokes in this, and some of them are very repetitive and they kind of repeat themselves and they beat a dead horse, but there's a lot of fucking funny lines. And like you said, Michael Cera, like snorting coke and then banging two girls in the bed, like the girl's eating his butt.
Yeah, one's eating his ass.
And then they kind of foreshadow, like, I wonder what his ass looks like. Does it look like a cherub ass or whatever? And like, it just all comes to fruition. And like a lot of these things like pay off later on in the movie. So I did like it a lot, and they did like spend some money on the CGI.
Yeah.
To like at least make it like, I mean, there's some parts that look terrible. So there's some parts that look good.
$42 million will get you this kind of decent CGI. I saw it years ago and I kind of forgot about it. I remember really enjoying it. And Anthony, just like you, I love these guys. I love all their movies. And this movie it's super funny and dark. It has balls. I love that they're playing themselves and not afraid to make fun of themselves and each other. And you get a sense that some of the camaraderie is real. Like some of the shit is coming from their real relationships because they all know each other. Turns out 85% of this movie was improvised, which is what you get, Ruggs, beating a dead horse, a joke beating a dead horse. That's kind of what happens when you're improvising. But these guys are top improvisers, and it goes places you don't expect, and it has fucking amazing, super funny lines. And I really enjoyed it again the second time.
I was surprised. I forgot how violent the movie was.
Oh, it's violent and dark.
It's super dark, violent. I mean, right off the bat, Michael Cera just gets impaled and he's hanging on the thing and he's he's like, "Where's my cell phone?
Then it's in his pocket.
My cell phone." I mean, I can't even think. I'm looking up some of the lines right now, and I'll probably read them later. But there's a shit ton of lines where I was rolling laughing at some of the stuff.
The coming thing was funny.
The jerk off argument between Danny McBride and Franco. I'll come wherever I want. I'm jacking my dick so hard right now.
He's like, I'm sorry. I can't control it. It's like a hose that goes off.
James Franco's like, nobody taught you how to control
it's like
jizz.
a fucking wild fireman's hose. You just got to grab it and pray to God it doesn't get in your eyes or your
I
mouth.
have a condition.
Danny McBride's
Danny
hilarious.
McBride almost steals the whole fucking movie with his lines, and you don't even know. He shows up later like he fell asleep and
manipulative dick.
He's such an asshole. It's great. Another great Danny McBride line where he goes, "Oh, James Franco didn't suck any dick last night? Nah, no, y'all are tripping." It's just like
I love when he pees in his own mouth. That's another thing.
There's urine drinking. There's titty fucking jokes. I mean,
the titty fucking jokes were great. At one point, he like touches his boobs because he's concerned.
He's like,
titty fuck.
He's like, we can't let this guy in. He could be a rapist. He could be a titty fucker. And then Seth Rogen grabs his tits. And then when Jonah Hill is possessed by the demon, he's like, I'm gonna fuck your titties. What are those, small B's or big C's? And it's so fucking funny, dude.
The power of Christ compels you. Oh, does it?
Does it? Is this? I'll tell you, this is not that compelling. Does it, Jay?
Does it really?
Isn't compelling. This is not that compelling. Jonah Hill was great. The spooning bit where he's like, "You guys want to go butt to dick or dick to dick or?" Well,
I love that Jonah Hill is like they play him off as this pretentious like asshole who's trying to incorporate Jay, but you know he doesn't really like him, and he's like. He just had it. He's like, I'm Jonah Hill from Moneyball.
From Moneyball, God. He's talking to God.
Oscar Jonah Hill, son. Yes, he's wearing the one earring.
Well, when he's got the gun, he's like, bang, 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 you're dead. I was like, put that gun down. What are you doing? It's fucking loaded. You crazy, man. I do love how, like, you've been to these parties where you go with your friends and your buddy just abandons you to hang out with friends. You don't really know anyone. And it's just like, what am I doing here? But I love
Jay Baruchel's like the kind of the everyman amongst everyone.
He's a little Woody Allen-ish, you know. He pulls like a little Woody Allen. Jay Baruchel is great. He used to have a TV show that was really good. I forgot what it's called. But
wasn't he on Freaks and Geeks?
Baruchel came from Franco and Seth Rogen were Freaks and Geeks. Remember they even go there like Freaks Forever, like at one point. Was Baruchel?
I loved.
There's so many great lines.
When they're
Let's
talking
just
about
do the lines.
Jay Baruchel's being like really sensitive around Emma Watson.
Yes.
And they're talking about rape, and he's like trying not to.
Guys,
like, this looks bad, and they're like, "What? And then she comes out thinking that they want to rape her.
That Emma Watson sequence is great. And Franco's like, if anybody's raping anyone, it's definitely McBride over here. And McBride's like, nah, this Sir Rapes-a-Lots over here is gonna rape Emma Watson. It's just like, what the fuck's going on?
Well, his first line in that little rape thing, Jay Baruchel goes, "I think we need to address the elephant in the room."
He's like,
Seth Rogen goes, "Whoa, Jay, don't talk about Craig like that."
He's like, that's racist. I was like, what?
Fucked up,
That's
right?
funny.
I love man. Craig Robinson.
Craig
and his
Robinson's
delivery is
great.
always like very like matter of fact, like that's fucked up. I'm right here, man.
I like that he always has a towel on his shoulder. Like he's sweating all the time.
Well, they even go, he sweats a lot, but he's a nice guy. I
legitimately was like, when I threw it on, I'm like, okay, I have to watch this again. And I feel like this movie is going to be very of its time and like not age well, because like this was the whole crew that was running things for like 6 or 7 years in the comedy scene. I was like, maybe I'm tired of this. And I watched it, I'm like, no, I'm not tired of this. I like this. This is funny comedy.
Craig Robinson's like, we're actors. We're soft as baby shit. He's like, we can't take this.
When they go into the house and then Jay's like, we can make a life together here. Let's not go
I'll
back.
be good to you. I'll be good to you, Craig.
Or like the other thing that I thought was really funny too is when he gets fucked by the demon at night, and then he wakes up the next day and he does a confessional. And he's like, something not cool,
something not chill happened last night, guys.
Chill just happened.
And so they did.
That's the way he describes getting raped by a demon.
Exorcist
something
thing.
not chill happened.
Oh, it's so
That's
good.
funny.
And then, like, I love James Franco when he's getting sucked into the light. He fucks that up. He's like, "Fuck you, McBride," and it just drops him right
he's
away.
Dick.
Do you guys had of anyone? I mean, we brought up Michael Cera, but was there anyone that you thought was the funniest or stood out?
God, Franco was great. McBride is
great.
great.
He steals
Danny
the movie.
McBride is always fucking hilarious.
That scene of just him being in every single scene. He's just total jerk off in every scene. He's like he's an asshole. Like he's just the way he does that. Like nobody does it better than Danny McBride. No one's a dick better than him. He's the biggest dick that there is.
He's good.
Him just pouring the water.
What a dick! He kept drinking the water. It's like they're like, we got to get rid of McBride. And you notice in the beginning. So what else is neat that the Pineapple Express 2 movie that they made at home.
Right.
That was actually their idea for the movie. And then you notice where Franco goes, and then McBride's just going to eat me. And he's like, what? He's like, I don't know. I'm thinking about it crazy. And at the end, Danny McBride's the cannibal.
Oh, shit.
And he's got Channing Tatum
He's got a
as
pet
his
Channing
bitch.
Tatum as his
He's like, I found him wandering
as
around.
his gimp.
I made him my bitch. And he's like hugging his leg. It was so fucking crazy. James Franco goes, I will shoot your dick off. And McBride's like, you don't have enough bullets, bitch.
What about the hipster thing where they're like, hey, you're a hipster. He's like, no, I'm not. He's like, do you hate movies everybody loves?
Like Forrest Gump? He's like, no, it's horrible. It's the worst thing ever.
He's like, yeah, you're a fucking hipster. You're a dick.
Oh,
so I mean, there is a lot of funny shit. I don't know if they improvised it. Like, there's a lot of funny shit. There's a lot of repetitive shit too, but there's a lot of funny stuff. I did find myself kind of like being like, oh, this is dragging a little bit, but overall, I think pound for pound, you get a lot of laughs out of this film.
A lot of great lines. I like
Danny McBride's great. Franco's great too.
Yeah,
Franco is really good. Franco is. Everyone's bringing it, but yeah, Franco is really fucking funny in this.
I don't know this is the thing. I don't really know what James Franco was really like.
That's probably what
I don't know. Like, I know that Seth Rogen is like that.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him on Howard Stern and interview him, and he's the same guy. Jay Baruchel, same thing. Like, they kind of all play themselves, but then I don't know who James Franco is. I really don't know. Is he Harry is he the fucking Green Goblin? They called him that in the movie. And they made a couple of Green Goblin jokes. But I mean, who is he? Who is James Franco? What is he really like?
Well, they play him up. I don't know what he really is like either. That's a good question. But they play him up as he wants to be Seth Rogen's best friend. And he's like the rich, like the most famous, most successful guy out of all those guys.
He loves art. And he thinks
art.
Yeah, he's got a painting
Seth
of
Rogen's a genius.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's
and he's got a
name.
giant dick.
I love that she chopped the dick off. He's got a giant dick statue in his apartment. What else? There's so many fucking funny moments.
I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, there's the joke with they're just kicking Aziz Ansari down into the pit. I mean, the part where I forget what the guy's name is, but where Jay Baruchel's like hanging on by a thread.
He's like,
and
I'm going to give you my whole weight. You think you can carry
my whole weight on one arm? You're going to be able to handle it?
He's like, yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to put my whole weight. Are you sure?
He just
it's like every, like the movie trope of like you're hanging on by one arm and you're going to swing the guy up. Like they just call that out right there, and I was loving it.
That was David Krumholtz, who's also real funny. And then you have Christopher Mintz-Platz from Superbad. What was his name?
He never had Coke before.
He blows. He's like, does this Coke smell funny? And blows it in his face. He's like, what the fuck, Sarah? I've never done this drug before. And Michael Cera's like, oh, you got some on your mustache, and sniffs it off his
walk you
face.
through it.
I'll guide you through it. He's like, it's good shit. You're doing the best shit for the first time. It's very expensive. Michael Cera played the best asshole.
They should have, that's the one thing that they should have really, I would have had those two guys in the movie more.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like those two guys are both...
what's his name?
McLovin. That's Christopher Mintz, but Michael Cera is. I mean, that is a huge miss that they only had him in that for that
right
little.
In the beginning. I enjoyed the parts more where they were like stuck in the apocalypse and figuring out what to do. It reminded me a lot of being in quarantine right now and how it's like actually boring and you just fucking play games. And then the end, it gets kind of crazy. And then the surreal, absurd Backstreet Boys in heaven at the end is just funny, I guess. I don't know. I thought that was weird.
That's a little absurd. I mean, it does kind of run out of steam by the end, in my opinion. But the ride along the way, I mean, there's so many fucking funny lines that I'm just like, eh.
I think the last great scene is where Danny McBride's got the gimp. And then it pretty much is just like, all right, let's just end this movie at this point.
I love when they're like, Hermione just jacked us. See, the little 20-year-old took all our stuff.
I was looking for the Michael Cera line that had me rolling, but it's when Jay Baruchel and Seth Rogen get back into the house after people were getting sucked up, and Jay Baruchel goes, there were people, and they were there, and they got sucked up in the sky. And James Franco goes, sucked up in the sky? Nobody got sucked up in here. And Michael Cera just goes, I got sucked off here.
From the back of the room, and he tries to high-five the girl, and she turns away.
I mean, just opening the door and just him getting, like, we mentioned this before, but again, him getting sucked off and getting his ass eaten.
And then that look he gives him, it's just looking
like,
right at him.
You want to sip?
Yeah.
He's just so drugged out of his mind the way he looks at the door opening.
More Michael Cera could have been funny after that.
There's some funny shit in this movie. There really is. I mean, I enjoyed it, but like,
Take Your Panties
as I said,
Off
it
is
does
a great
have
song.
its issues, but like overall, I mean, if they like made this shit up on the fly, 80% of it, if that's true, that's impressive.
Chris Robinson goes, I would suck a dick for half a cracker. He finds
It's the type of movie that when I was watching it, I went, I wish like every decade they would get the decade's worth of comedians and have them do something like this.
Just a fun hangout.
Just put them all together, have them hang out as themselves, and then throw them in a movie. Like, wouldn't that have been great? Like in the 80s or the 90s?
Oh, if they had like, who would be? Let's do this. Let's play a fun game right now. Who would be like if you could make a movie like a Magnificent Seven?
Yeah.
Of comedians to be stuck together.
Oh God!
Would it be like Bill Burr, Sebastian, and fucking Kevin Hart, and who else?
Jerry Seinfeld. You put Seinfeld in there.
Seinfeld, Chappelle.
Oh my God!
Chappelle put them
would be
all
so fucking
together.
funny.
But those are like you need comic actors. Throw them together.
No, it'd be funny just to see them all together.
Wait.
They're all old, but like I mean, a lot of them.
I mean, I would love to see Eddie Murphy in something like this.
Oh yeah. Well, like Adam Sandler tried to do it with those grown-up movies, and it wasn't really.
Yeah, but that's his crew. I'm
That's
talking
true.
about the best of the
I
best,
see.
like the guys that are crushing it right now.
Yeah, and plus when Adam Sandler did it, he was already on the back end of that first wave.
Yeah,
he was.
I mean, he has his guys. I just watched that. What's his name? The guy who's like who screams stuff in every movie of his. What's his name? The little guy.
Schneider.
Yeah, Rob Schneider. He has a stand-up special on Netflix. I just watched it.
Oh,
it was all right. It was interesting.
This was great when McBride calls everyone out. He goes, Franco, you're just a pretentious fucking nerd. And Jonah, you fucking cunt. And then he's praying, get it on my back there. You fucking disappoint me. And he goes, Seth, you duplicitous taint. And of course, there's Jay, the self-righteous, cocksucking, two-faced backstabber. Just fucking going after everyone. And he's like, I'll go. Oh my God. And Jonah Hill is Woody Harrelson in the Pineapple Express sequel. Beats for the people. I'm doing what's right. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the type of movie similar to like Airplane, which we talked about briefly, where it's best reviewed where you just, if you're in, like any good comedy is like that, is best reviewed where you just repeat the jokes.
I mean, killer lines, and that's what makes a movie great. Same with Clerks. Like Clerks had killer lines. You could go through the whole movie doing all the lines.
Dicks?
Yeah, how many dicks? Don't suck any dicks on your way to the parking lot.
What's interesting about this is the end is it has all these great lines, and I saw this movie 6 or 7 years ago, and I don't feel like anyone quotes this is the end.
They should
right?
though.
I feel like it happened and it's done.
I don't think you can quote this movie because you immediately end up in jail.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I'll jizz anywhere I want.
Yeah, you can't quote.
I'll come all over your face. I'll come right now.
Don't come in my house.
And Franco just doing the air whack off as he's saying this.
They're all doing
He's like doing it at him. He's like throwing it at him.
They're all pantomiming jerks.
And he's like so angry about doing it.
Yes.
Like the funny thing that's set up is so as soon as this fucking apocalypse happens, they start to take stock in what they have. So they get all the food and they have one porno mag.
Yes, and one Milky Way bar.
Yeah.
Which was pretty funny.
So the two things that are the most coveted in the house is the Milky Way bar and the porno mag. And of course, fucking the dude jizzes and sticks the paper together.
Who did that? I love how Franco's like, that's my Milky Way bar. It's my special treat. I went out and got it to enjoy it after my party. Everyone's like, I want a bite of the Milky Way bar.
Like, that's funny because I hate Milky Ways, and they probably chose that on purpose.
Listen, Milky Way and Three Musketeers are candy bars you give to people when you don't want to be their friends anymore.
They're like, have some
they're
nougat.
the fucking worst nougat bullshit candy bar.
No nuts for you. That you're getting a nutless fucking chocolate
I don't know
candy.
why he wanted the Milky Way so bad.
That's for like people who are now that they're good because like people are allergic to nuts now, so they can't have them.
I guess
they can't have Snickers. Like you wanted a Snickers. That's what you wanted.
Satisfies.
You wanted like something with cookies in it, like a Twix.
Snickers really satisfies. We were talking about Blockbuster Video earlier. Turns out this movie was the last film to be rented by Blockbuster Video before they went out of business at 11 p.m. on November 9th.
Prophetic.
2013.
It is the end.
It was the end of Blockbuster for sure. They had some sequel ideas, but like Seth Rogen's not really a big sequel guy. None of his movies really need sequels. They're great as one-offs. But they had an idea where in the sequel, Seth's a cokehead in this version, and Michael Cera is a calm dude with a boyfriend.
Michael Cera or Jay Baruchel?
No, what would be Michael Cera would be, instead of being the cokehead, Seth Rogen would be the cokehead. Rihanna and Backstreet Boys, they had an idea of Heaven and Hell with the Garden of Eden version where Danny McBride is Adam. And then they had some other ideas. But they're not, his movies, people want like a Superbad 2 or a Pineapple Express 2. You don't really need a sequel to any of those movies.
I'm just throwing this out. How many comedies are good in sequels?
That is a great. I remember. So if you look at like the Police Academy series of movies, each one got progressively worse,
right,
as they went on. Even the Naked Gun, I think the original is better.
Right?
What about
that's a good
Jay and
question.
Silent Bob?
Oh, is that
sequels? Better than Clerks?
I don't know. It's different. It's better. So there's 22 Jump Street, which is actually, that wasn't bad. And that
wasn't bad. I haven't seen
Channing
that.
Tatum.
I liked Rush Hour 2.
Oh, yeah.
But do you consider that a comedy? Yeah, right.
It's an action comedy. Wayne's World 2 was kind of the same as the first one.
It's just hard. Analyze that.
Oh, maybe Austin Powers is maybe the only one who can kind of do it. Yes, with the...
What's that girl's name? She's hot.
She is hot.
Heather Graham?
Heather Graham,
yeah.
yes. Oh, and then you had Harold and Kumar escape from Guantanamo Bay. It was funny. They got to smoke weed with George Bush, but the first one's still funnier.
Yeah, it's hard to make a sequel to a comedy.
Let's see, 10 comedy sequels that got it right. They're saying things like Toy Story 2, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, maybe, possibly.
Well, Toy Story 2, even though it's I don't know if I would consider that it's much deeper than a comedy.
Yeah, it's an adventure. It's like, yeah.
So on this list is Naked Gun, 2.5, The Smell of Fear.
Okay.
Wayne's World 2, 22 Jump Street, which is the other one I said. Shrek 2, again, that's like Toy Story 2, and that's what they got. Oh,
that's
I thought there were 10.
Wait, I got to go to the next page.
I don't count so good.
Gremlins 2, the new batch from 1990. I don't even remember that fucking movie.
No.
A Shot in the Dark was a sequel to The Pink Panther.
Which one?
A Shot in the Dark from 1964.
That doesn't count.
That's an old one. Adam's Family Values?
Never saw it.
I saw the first one. I may have seen the second one. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Okay, that one, I may give it to that one.
Is that better than Vacation, though?
No, I don't know. Not better than European Vacation. I love
European Vacation is good, too. Man.
And then number one, they have Toy Story 3, which should have an asterisk.
The answer is no.
Hard.
Comedies are not good in sequels.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's hard. All right.
It's just, you got to, comedies are for me like lightning in a bottle.
So Hangovers, what about the Hangovers? They didn't get better.
No, they did not get better.
Worse.
They got worse. Because the thing is, with a comedy, it feels like you catch that lightning in the bottle and you're like, okay, we got to recreate that. And it's already, okay, so now it's a retread of the first one. You can't to do something different with the plot. It's comedies aren't based on the plot.
Airplane 2, a great example. It's the same movie, but they're on a space shuttle. And there's even the same auto inflatable pilot, and it's not as funny. And you're right.
Like Home Alone 2 is Home Alone in New York.
Yeah, well, it's in New York, so that's different. But yeah, it's largely this. But you got to bring enough of the good same thing and mix it up. It's very hard. That's very tricky. Comedies.
Meet the Fockers, maybe the sequel.
That was
it
okay.
Meet the Parents? And then was Meet the Fockers.
Meet the Parents is great. Yeah, it's hard to pull.
It's hard to pull off. I just thought of that.
Yeah,
good what question. Comedies are good in sequels? And
I think Rogan.
That's a good question for the nation to figure out. Ponder that, Mike.
Let us know if you have any comedy sequels that you love. I think Rogan is smart to not do sequels because he could just do another thing. Just do a whole other thing. All right, let's rate this movie, Anthony. What would you give the movie?
When I finished it, I was like 8.
Yeah.
But then I fell asleep and I was like, not 8. I won't go that high. I'll go 7.5.
Okay.
It's funny. It's a funny movie. But it's, as I mentioned, no one talks about it anymore.
I know.
So it's not one of those everlasting movies.
It's got lines, man. It's got lines. Ruggs, what number?
I'm going to say 7. I think it's a solid film.
Yeah.
It's way better than average. It is full of great lines. It's forgettable because I forgot about it.
It is a little forgettable.
And it gets a little long in the tooth at the end. You're like waiting for it to end.
Dude, Danny McBride tries to shoot and kill all of them. I just remembered that when he gets
he has blanks in the gun.
What a fucking asshole. He's like, you motherfucker. I'm leaning, Anthony, I felt the same. It's a super funny movie, and I love the lines. I laugh my ass off. I love all these guys. 7.5 for me also. And thanks, Pat Downey, for this pick. It was great to laugh at something I haven't laughed at for 7 years.
Yeah.
You know.
And I don't think we get very many comedies.
No, I love comedies. I want to review more comedies, and we never do. I'm all about the comedy.
I always get tired of comedies.
See, I can't.
Like, I like
comedies.
the first. I'm like a guy who goes to watch a comedy, and first 20 minutes, I'm like into it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm over it now. Like they blew their load.
I mean, I like.
For some reason, I feel like all comedies are front loaded, and they just blow their load, and
it's hard to end it. Yeah, I mean, but these group of guys, I've loved mostly all the movies that they've been in. And
like, do you ever see the movie Ford Fairlane starring Andrew Dice Clay?
That's a very bad movie.
Like the first 10 minutes,
yes,
it's like, oh, this is going to be a funny movie, and then you're like 15 minutes, like, no, it's not. It's not a good movie. It's terrible.
Well, when it's got to be balanced, and there's got to be some heart to it, I guess.
They run out of steam. I mean, I feel like they do. They use all these jokes, and then like by the time you get to the middle, you're over it, and you just want the movie to be good.
One of my favorite comedies that's really dumb that nobody knows or has ever seen is a movie called Brain Donors. John Turturro is in there. Do you remember this, Ruggs?
I saw this a long time ago.
It's kind of a combination of the Marx Brothers and the Three Stooges, and they do Night at the Opera. John Turturro is like the lead fast talking guy. It's so dumb, but it's so funny.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. People have raved about it.
Yeah.
I did not like it.
If you like Three Stooges or the Marx Brothers or Laurel and Hardy, like they pull.
What about Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
That's a great
Is that
comedy.
a good sequel?
Oh, the sequel. Some people may think they like that one.
Nature Calls.
I don't know.
Nah. I mean, as a kid, I thought the sequel was funny, but it's not the first.
Can I ask you a question?
Not go in there. Let's roll right into some What Are We Watching, fellas? Umbrella Academy Season 2. Watch update. What do you got?
I watched the whole thing.
Oh, shit. Anthony?
I am 3 episodes in.
Son of a bitch.
So it's going to be a little bit of a slow burn, but I will say that 3 episodes in, I am enjoying this more than I thought I would.
What's the percentage we'll be reviewing this next week, do you think?
10%.
Damn it. All right. So we'll keep you waiting, listener. It's all right. I'm going to have to watch this whole fucking thing again.
I actually enjoyed the 3rd episode so much that I went back. I didn't rewatch, but I went back and read recaps of all the first season because it was like, what the fuck happened in the first season?
Yeah. And why don't I care about it?
Why can't I remember?
I think that the thing about it is that you kind of don't even need to care about what happened because
I guess so,
basically they reset everything and they have to start over again, and they have to just fucking go from there.
Do the same thing.
Do the same thing again. Yeah, but you get more.
I feel like that's what this series is. It's like every time they think and then they have to go back and they fucking did it again. Like Back to the Future movies.
Yeah,
that crossed my mind too. Is ever evolving. Yeah, Back to the Future, changing the apocalypse.
Yeah. Well, just wait till you get to the end.
Okay.
But again, fun show, great characters.
I forgot the end already.
Yeah, the end is important. Anybody? I got 2 things I watched I wanted to talk about. Anybody have anything before I go on my fucking?
No, talk about
on my way.
Something.
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't watch much.
Okay, I watched American Pickle, which is the movie on HBO Max starring 2 Seth Rogens.
Oh shit!
It is about It's not bad. It's cute. It's lighthearted. It's a silly, ridiculous movie. Here's the premise. This is what happens pretty much before the opening credits. Seth Rogen playing Herschel Greenbaum in 1919 in a very depressing. He looks like he stepped out of Fiddler on the Roof. Although there's none of the joy, none of the music, but he looks just like Tevye from Fiddler on the Roof. They move to America. He gets a job in a pickle factory killing rats. He's not even pickling. He gets a job killing rats. He accidentally falls into a pickling vat as he's fighting rats, and immediately they cover it over. Nobody's seen him. Nobody notices. And then instantly the factory is just condemned and shut down.
Oh, shit.
And then 100 years later, some kids with a drone find this building and knock this heavy-ass lid off the pickling vat. And then he is awake and he's fine. And he realizes he has a great-grandson called Ben Greenbaum, also played by Seth Rogen. And I will tell you this, Seth Rogen does a good job playing these two characters separately. Like, I kind of loved Herschel Greenbaum by the end of the movie. Herschel wants to create a pickle empire, and Seth kind of tries to undermine him. It backfires, and there's a whole bit about Jewish manhood and what it means to be Jewish, because he's not religious, but Herschel's religious. But it's silly and ridiculous. It's exactly what you'd kind of expect from a Seth Rogen movie. I would recommend it. It was okay. It's good. It's a good watch if you have HBO Max. It's not long, but it kind of does drag in the middle. It seems long.
That's the movie where he plays like a Russian dude,
yeah,
right?
he plays his Russian relative from Herschel Greenbaum, which is just like Fiddler on the Roof, post-war 1919. So if you're looking for like a light, good-hearted, light movie comedy, it's kind of fun. I would recommend. And then
sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's not bad. And it tied into our movie this week, so that was nice. And then I finally watched Bloodshot on Stars.
Lame.
This movie is not good.
Not funny.
It's not funny.
Not funny.
It's definitely not funny. I'll tell you
And it is.
Oh, you've seen it, Ruggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
So when it came out.
Floppy Jock.
So
that's right.
Here's the couple of problems with the movie, and this is what I anticipated.
It's Universal Soldier. That's what it is.
Yeah, and when you watch the trailer, like, it was so predictable. Like, I knew everything that was going to happen before it happened. They spent so much time setting up the whole thing, so it kind of has the curse of an origin movie. There's like
they telegraph everything, and not only that, but they showed everything in the trailer, so there's nothing to surprise you at all.
Everything is so predictable. There's only like 2 big action scenes, and Vin Diesel's just not good. He's not good at that. He's just playing Vin Diesel. Like, you don't get to learn about any of the characters. There's a smoking hot girl in it.
Yeah, that's the one I always confuse with the other one.
Yeah, I forget what her name is, or I don't know where she came from.
Zyga or something
Elias or something. Yeah. She, and so it's your typical, like, the good guys are the bad guys, and you've seen it all. Like, unfortunately, like, everything they tried to do has been done. It reminded me of Upgrade, but Upgrade was way better because it was R-rated and had a lot more grit. It reminded me of Venom, but Venom had personality. This movie is just, it's boring. Like, they made all of this uninteresting. There's no personality. There's no charm. This was going to be my candidate for What the Fuck 15, possibly. However, Superman 4 is a way worse movie. So yeah. I'm excited. But Bloodshot.
I mean, this is just like a forgettable film.
Totally
it's
forgettable.
Not like it's terrible.
No, it's
just like you watch it and you're like, okay, I got nothing out of that.
No.
It was just like watching like a video game, like opening screen, like.
It's just soulless. And if they were trying to launch a Valiant universe with this, woof. This was the last movie in theaters, though. I didn't see how much money it made. But I knew I'm glad I didn't pay the fucking $20 when this fucking thing came out to watch it. So that was good. I wouldn't recommend that.
I gave it my money because I support Valiant, but
yeah.
But I just feel like they did the character a disservice. The character's more interesting in the comics.
Way more interesting. And I just felt everything's been done. I've seen everything they were doing already.
And this is not, this is the deal with Bloodshot. Bloodshot is the easiest thing to probably put on screen.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, Universal Soldier, a guy, whatever, healing factory. It's all stuff we've seen before. So they don't have a challenge of how to do it. They just kind of like do what they did with Wolverine and stuff like that. And, so it was like, for them, it was just like this easy thing to do. They have much more challenging and interesting characters they could probably work with.
Absolutely.
And I don't know.
Look,
you really got to just stick to the comics.
The effects were cool. Some of the CGI looked rubbery, but the actual effect of like when stuff's forming back, it was all right. It looked fine. I don't know. There's like 2 action scenes. Anyways, that's all I got. Anything else, Bugs? You see anything?
Well, I watched that Rob Schneider stand up, and I thought it was 44 minutes, which is like I thought he had more material than that, but I'm glad it was short because it kept it fresh.
This is new, like new.
It just came out, yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
I don't think it was that funny.
Is he doing?
But he does
not funny.
But
funny.
He does. The thing that I'll applaud him is that, well, first of all, he lets you know right off the bat that he's Asian, like he's half Asian.
Yeah.
Because he just goes and does like a bunch of Asian voices.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, it's been a while since we've heard that, and and he's doing it, and he's got the license to do it.
He's like, I could do this.
Yeah, so he does it.
So
he really leans into it.
He is smart to lean into that right now. That's a smart move.
No, you can't do that now, but he did. So I think that was interesting. That I was like, oh, he's like kind of like skating the edge here.
Does he do the copier guy? No, making copies.
He does not do the copier guy. But he does a Mexican accent because his wife is Mexican.
Okay.
And he does a bunch of Asian accents.
That's why I get to do the Indian Pakistani accent. I could play Apu on The Simpsons. You hear me, Simpsons? You should hire me. And Apu will just sound like
I'll do the stereotype.
I'll do the stereotype for you. Take all the heat off you. All right, good stuff. Let's do news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Blake Braden posted an article from CNN about Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ending with the series finale 2 hour earlier this week. He writes, my completion aside feels good knowing I watched the entire series. The rest of me, on the other hand, wishes I didn't have a completion aside. I'd recommend episodes or arcs, not seasons of this series. I think him, myself, and Jimmy Graben may be the last people to watch this. But they did reward the longtime fans in this 2 hour season finale. This season was crazy, dude. They were time traveling like Legends of Tomorrow. In the first half, every episode was in a different decade. They went from like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And the title card would change every episode based on the decade, which I thought was cool. They even pulled Agent Sousa. Remember Sousa from Agent Carter?
Who's that?
Agent Carter, Sousa.
Remember Agent Sousa was Carter's love interest. He had a limp and he was on a cane.
Oh, yeah.
They plucked him out of time and took them with him. Sousa is like now like with Daisy, and they show you the fates of all the characters, the time travel, the Chronocoms. It was a crazy fucking season, and the end to like this is finally the end of Marvel Studios, the old Marvel Studios under Jeff Loeb, the very last thing. And you know, it kind of turned out that it worked. That they couldn't. It should never have been trying to have been forced shoehorned into the MCU. It should have been its own thing. And after, the last few seasons, they embraced, they're like, fuck it. We're just going to do whatever we want.
Do whatever we want.
Jai Ying comes back from, you remember Quake's mom, Jai Ying, the Inhuman? She's in the season. It was wild. And Clark Gregg as Coulson dies so many times because he's an LMT in this season. Actually, a number of people die and come back. So they do all that. Fun. It was fun, but the end, kind of an end of an era. This show,
an era.
It is. I mean, no one expected this show to go 7 seasons.
No,
right?
That's true.
That's amazing.
After that last season I watched, I was like, okay, I got to punch out of this one. Like after that Ghost Rider, that was like the last cool thing.
Oh, the Ghost Rider with, that was great. Gabriel Luna playing Ghost Rider, and then Coulson made that deal. There's an article, somebody argued that the characters on the show actually have the most screen time out of all the MCU. Which is kind of what's great about a TV show. Like, I felt like I spent a lot of time with these characters. They were very comforting. It was nice to see where they ended up. But yeah, I mean, Coulson and Daisy have more screen time than, Robert Downey Jr., but obviously.
Of course. I mean, it's a show.
And now we can,
how many seasons?
Yeah, we can look forward to the proper Marvel shows that are tied in that may or may not ever come out if they ever finish production.
If they could ever film.
They were supposed to be out this month. WandaVision, Falcon,
everything's got to go
Soldier.
Animated. That's what I say.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot more animations. At JHULSF on Twitter writes, enjoyed the contrast of opinions about the Lost Boys movie from Jock and Nerdcast and at Back in Time Pod. A coincidence, I lean more towards Kyle and Justin's opinion about it. Forever a fun movie. So that's cool. I always notice that we do when we do old movies, random movies, then I see other podcasts review the same movie, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. And I don't know. It's like we're not that prolific and we're not that ubiquitous out there. So it's weird that we're thinking of the same thing.
Like when we did Roadhouse, I saw a ton of Roadhouse reviews after the fact. A new movie.
It's Back in Time Pod. Do we have any connection?
No, this is just another podcast that this guy listens to. J-Hole SF, Back in Time.
So basically he's saying that he doesn't agree with us.
He leans more towards their opinion.
That this movie, The Lost Boys, is kind of shitty.
Yeah, they were. I assume they were a little more complimentary to the movie, let's say, than we were. And that's probably why. But, it's a contrast of opinions. If everybody loved everything, this would be boring.
Well,
you love everything,
Yeah,
and then
that's my role.
You.
And I hate everything.
Yes, so my role is to love everything because someone has to love everything. Make you feel good. Bob Brasky from Twitter. Bob Brasky. He says, great 70s and 80s movie name drops from our last episode. Monster Squad.
Oh, shit.
Kick him in the nards.
Kick him in the Wolfman's got nards. Great episode. He says, grab a soundbite from Christmas Vacation when Clark drinks the eggnog. It's good. It's good. It's good. I love that suggestion because, as you know, we have this from
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
from National Lampoon's Vacation. So this clip, while in context really funny, I don't know if it works audio. Here's what it sounds like. So you guys vote. He's drinking eggnog. Yeah, he whispers it is the problem.
Yeah, you can't really
You
hear
can't
it.
really hear
Yeah,
it.
It's tough on the audio.
Yeah, it's totally like under
I'm
his
sure
breath.
it's great visually.
It is. It's his frustration, and he's just fucking drinking the eggnog. It's good. It's good. But thanks for the suggestion. But look, we played the clip. Maybe we try another clip. Trenton,
we're open to suggestions.
We are open to suggestions.
Yeah, give us some suggestions.
This is
going great.
Trenton Smith commented on our Facebook page. He says, the nerd was right.
Oh, shit.
This Harley Quinn show on HBO Max is pretty good. It's like a quirky day in the life anime, but it just happens to be the life of a supervillain. It's better than the movies for Suicide Squad and Justice League. Poison Ivy is my favorite character so far. Anybody else check this out? First of all, if anybody comments starts with the nerd was right,
nerd.
You're getting read. That's my favorite part of this comment. So if you wanted read, just put the nerd was right. Now, does this make you want to watch the show anymore? A lot of people commented on this saying how great the show is. It really is.
No.
Oh, you motherfuckers. It's on HBO Max.
I'll let Ruggs answer for me, and he already did.
Get the fuck out of here. I
There you
mean,
go.
I watched. Wow, what the hell's going on?
You got a froggy in there.
It's all that jizz.
I'll come everywhere I want.
Yeah, it's like a fireman's hose. I got some in my mouth. Anyway, I tried watching like three episodes, and I was just like, this is a little bit too like silly for me,
dude. It's silly.
I want action, and I want like cool stuff.
It's raunchy and adult and wrong in places, and the relationship between Harley and Poison Ivy is so good, and it builds. All the characters kind of grow throughout the 2 seasons. It's fucking great. It's got a hilarious. They grow. They get girthier. Their characters grow. There's growth.
I mean,
there's growth.
Is it like a legit show?
It is. Okay. Kite Man. They use Kite Man in the most hilarious way. This is the worst supervillain ever, and he's great in this. And I mean, a hilarious Bane, a hilarious Clayface, and King Shark. It's so good. I don't know. Look, check out the Facebook group. Everyone's saying it's good. Finally, Bosco Gabriel just comments, Shia LaBeouf for Wolverine. Easy money.
Oh, shit.
Is it?
He got so much.
Is it easy money?
My favorite Shia LaBeouf thing is that thing where he says, just do it.
Yeah. What?
You ever see that?
What was that?
Like he did this thing against the green screen.
Right. And everyone could use it.
Like it was a motivational speech. And he was just like riffing.
Oh, okay.
Saying
here
stuff.
It is. He's standing in front of the green screen.
Do it!
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Whoa.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it!
He's intense.
Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
He's got a point. In this clip, I could see him as Wolverine. You know what?
They did a remix of it.
In some world, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the remix. Hold on.
Is it the ultimate remix? Just do it, make your dreams come true?
I'm sending it. This is the one you got to play.
I could see in some.
Sometimes I listen to this to pump myself
up. I could see in some world that
I put it in the link.
Pull off a Wolverine. Okay, it's this one. Okay, hold on. Here's the remix.
We should play at the end of the show.
Oh, we're gonna get sued. I can't play this. It's copyright.
Is it?
I don't know. There's yeah, we're gonna get sued. I'm not playing.
You can't play at the end of the show.
Maybe. I'll put a link in the show notes. Well, so here was the response to Bosco's quote. Chaz Hubbard says, gross. David Zika just said no. Tiara Kale says hard pass. John Bellotti Jr., no Wolverine until they get Cyclops, Jean Grey, Storm, Colossus, Gambit, and Angel right. That's a good point. And Lisa Morrison says, rumor is actually he's on the list for Iceman.
Oh, shit.
I would buy that. I would buy him as Iceman.
Yeah, I mean, Shia LaBeouf is actually a pretty decent actor, but he just physically...
He could bulk up. Look, Tom Hardy
he just doesn't look like his face. He just looks too much like a little kid.
Just do it.
Even when he grows out his facial hair, which you can see in Peanut Butter Falcon, I think he has a beard in that. He still looks like a kid.
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't have the look for it.
Well, maybe in some dream casting situation, Bosco.
Maybe in an alternate world.
That dude. So Sean Ashmore, who played Iceman in one of the movies, he is in The Boys season 2 as Lamplighter. Remember they mentioned Lamplighter first season, and like we didn't know what happened to him. He's going to be Lamplighter. It was a mention. He's one of the 7, I believe.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So Sean Ashmore is going to be playing.
He wasn't in it.
He wasn't in it.
Oh.
We talked about him. He was like missing.
Oh.
So Sean Ashmore, who was Iceman, is playing Lamplighter.
Oh, I understand.
In The Boys.
The Boys.
That's all I got, listener. Look, if you want to do something nice for us, you can go over to the Apple Podcast app on your iOS device, especially if you're in the U.S. Light up those stars. Give us a rating. We're trying to get to 200. We're at 127 still. Kind of stalled. But when we get to 200...
For some reason, nobody's getting active about doing this.
Fucking just do it. You heard Shia LaBeouf. Follow his advice.
Yes.
Just do it. We can reapply to Rotten Tomatoes and be official Rotten Tomatoes reviewers. Would be so much fun. It's a dream of mine. It's a long dream of mine. We came a long way. Remember, we started this, we had 87 ratings, and now we're up to 27.
Yeah, we've done
127.
Done things to get it up to where it's at.
And it's also
Just need a little bit more.
the same amount of hours, James.
I think we should mention at the beginning of the show instead of the dead ass end.
Well, but in the beginning, we haven't done anything for you. Why are you rating the show when I haven't even heard the show? I don't know what the content is.
Maybe.
That's my thinking. That's for new people. But our longtime listeners, they understand.
Oh.
127 hours also is that James Franco movie they talk about.
It was, where he cuts off his own fucking arm.
I cannot watch that movie. Can I tell you, even the thought of what happens in that movie makes me lightheaded. Like, there's no way.
I'm with you on that. I want to watch it just because it was Oscar nominated, and I want to test myself. But I can't. Even thinking about
because
it,
even happened.
reading the real how it really happened makes me queasy.
That's even worse. That you're watching this, you're like, somebody went fucking through this and they had to cut their arm off. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's real bad.
But I love the reference in This Is the End where he's like, and the prop from 27 hours. He goes, 127 hours. That's the name of the movie. I also love the other line with Danny McBride's like, that was good acting right there. Where was that in Green Hornet, Seth Rogen? That was shit. And then to Jonah Hill, he's like, and Jonah, you're an Oscar award-winning dude. Fatalities. You got to put something in there. Fatalities. And he goes, fatalities. He goes, that was good. That's good. Fucking McBride. McBride may have stole that movie.
Yeah.
Next to Franco. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's why you got to watch Vice Principals, because he's great in that.
Vice Principals, Eastbound and Down. What was the other series he was in? Anything McBride does.
He did
Tropic Thunder. He's great.
The Foot Fist Way.
Oh, yes, that one. Danny McBride is the best. Anyways, that's the show, listener. Ruggs, where can the listener find you?
You can find me on Twitter at ReallyRugBoy. Come by and say, what's up, motherfuckers?
Give him a follow, give him a poke, give him a prod. And just do it like Shia LaBeouf says, and tell a friend about the show. Word of mouth helps spread the show. We would appreciate it. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the
we'll
nerd.
Keep you next time.
I fucking loved it.
That's a big fuck up right there.
I